fellas, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It's about 36 degrees today, so it is getting a little bit colder. Some of my subscribers who live in the Midwest, in the Iowa area, said they got dumped on with a little snow. We haven't had any snow yet this year, except for maybe that, 2 or 3 little 1-inchers, you know what I mean? So very insignificant winter so far. However, it is only still February, and in the past 5 years or so, New York, at least Long Island, we get dumped on a little bit later in the year. And a couple of years ago, we had 4 nor'easters just in March. So I'm not 100% convinced that we're not getting any more snow. I think we'll still get a couple of storms. But a couple of storms isn't going to prompt people to go out and buy snowblowers. You know what I mean? The trend is, obviously, they know with global warming, it's just not going to snow here in New York anymore. Not like it used to, like a decade ago, where we used to get 3-foot, 4-foot storms all the time. Anyway, one of my subscribers, Jeff Phillips, he was watching my last video on me removing the wheels from that MTD transaxle. The wheels were seized on there, and I used a chisel and a sledgehammer. And we got those 2 babies out pretty easily. When I asked, does anybody want to buy it? He actually says, Henry, I could use that. And I'm like, man, shipping it to Illinois is going to be, super expensive. If you guys haven't noticed, if you guys PayPal or eBay or whatever and sell stuff and send stuff, you'll see that the United States Postal Service has raised their rates, even for flat rate boxes. So even their a flat rate envelope is like $7 now. The padded one is like almost $8. So that's a lot. So to send a transaxle with the weight, the size, and the irregular shape of it, I mean, I'm thinking like $100 or something. It's not even worth it. You know what I mean? I do have some nut. He did tell me he was going to come and buy it for. I listed it for $40, but he offered 30, and I think he bought a transmission off of me a while back. So, just for shits and giggles, though, I will, weigh it. Now, I do have a regular scale, for weighing people. I should be 155, but plus clothes. Holy cow, I've gained some weight. Well, that could be the boots and all the clothes, but without clothes on, I'm like 153 or something. So how can clothes be like 13 pounds? 165.5 is what it said. Let's see. 165. So, there's a half-pound difference, you know what I mean? So here we go. I'm going to go and measure that transaxle. Not measure, weigh it.
Henry, you gotta make it dirty.
So the tranny's 21.5, okay? Let's see it. Let's double check that by me holding the transmission and standing on it. Then I'll take my 165 and minus the 21. So it's 186. So 186 minus 165 is 21. So it's accurate. So this transmission is roughly 21 pounds. So we'll do a rough measurement too, because obviously I'd have to put this into a big box, right? So, a box approximately 32 inches, approximately 15 inches wide, and like, I don't know, let's just call it 10 inches deep. So 10, 32, 10, 32, and what I say? Let's just make it 16. 10, 32, 16. So I had one of these Hitch covers that I got from Lucas Oil, and it had some other advertisement on it. It said like something Harvest, whatever. But I just painted it black and put one of my stickers on it. It looks pretty good. Got one of these things that, it has a R-clip and a shaft. Basically, I just want to put it on here. I hope nobody steals it. It's better than having a square hole open like that, eh? Actually, I was looking at this thing. I don't know if it works, actually. Because look, when you're turning this, it should be neutral, right? You turn the axle, this one goes counterclockwise. And that goes counterclockwise, too. This is just a bracket. This is for the brakes. And then there's this. I can't turn this at all. It doesn't turn or click. I put a screwdriver in there and went like that. Doesn't seem to be working. But that's just letting you know. I still have to paint this yellow, or I could leave it as is. It's not terrible, but I would like to paint it because I have the paint. I just need to exchange it for a good bottle, you know? I was going to start a project, picking one of many that I have, thanks to Jason at Pate's Performance, who said I could use this for content. We all need content. I could start working on this, but he still has to shoot, right? I could start working on this, the edger, but I still need to get a carburetor and the fuel tank I think Jason has. So I need the chute for the snowblower and the gas tank for the edger from Jason. Also, there's the John Deere JS63. I need that spare engine that I gave him that he hasn't given me back. And then that's about it. So I don't want to really start working on the power washer because I can't really test it. My lines are winterized. I guess I could start working on this if I wanted to, but it's a Tecumseh carburetor with that red primer bulb. Hate those! Plus it's missing a bagger, and it doesn't have the mulch plug either. So if I fixed it, still need the mulch cover or a bagger, right? Because stuff will just fly out to your feet. If you had this running, I can't sell it. Can you believe some nut wants to buy this? But it's been winterized, so I would need to charge up the battery and get some gas in there. Some nut is also interested in my Cub Cadet. I would love to get rid of the Cub Cadet, but it has a fuel pump problem, remember? I switched out the old mechanical fuel pump for a new one. Still doesn't work right. So I'm thinking about converting it to a gravity fed just to get it running. Also, I thought that this was a good tire, but Gunski. Then there's my Full-On Pro, which could use a little bit of a paint job over there. And of course, I put one of these wheels on there, but has a big slice here, and as you can see, I have a tube in there. So I need to put a right rear wheel on there that holds air. Which leads me to the Murray, because the Murray doesn't have a seat, an engine, or a deck, but it's got a good rear wheel. I think it's got, well, this one's a little flat, but it looks like it's holding air though, and I haven't done anything since I got it to it, you know, so front's flat. That one's actually okay. So I might take one of those wheels off that hold air and put it on that one. Then I was thinking about taking the hood off and removing the engine in here, because this engine is a 13.5 flathead, and the reason why I can't fix it is because look at this valve. It moves laterally, which means the valve guide is either super worn on the inside of the block, or it's missing a valve guide. But it's not supposed to move laterally like that, you know what I mean? So that's something that you probably, somebody like me, can't fix. But I could always get another block, right? And just put all the stuff on and it should work. As a matter of fact, I might do a trade with 5-Speed Ash. He has a block. So maybe in the long run I will rebuild this engine. Keep the hood the wheels and the parts, and then dump the whole thing. This was also a Jason machine. So I just had a guy who wanted to buy this thing for like 30 bucks, right? And we were trying to turn this just to get it to, you know, when you spin the pulley, it'll turn, but it won't move. This won't budge at all. So I don't think this really works right, you know, unless you took it all apart again and, you know, got it to work. So, you know, this is probably junk. So, you know, Jeff Phillips, I don't think you want it anyway. So as you can see, there's never a shortage of things to do. I always have something to do, right? Then I was walking my dog this morning, and my next door neighbor, this old lady, I used to get along with her pretty well, but lately she's, you know, so I don't really get along with her so much. She expects me to do everything for her, you know, clean her gutters and do things with her ivy, you know, because I've helped her out for free in the past, and so she's kind of taken advantage, and so I don't really want to help her anymore because, I mean, she doesn't give me any money for it. She hardly even says thank you, you know, but I feel bad because she's an elderly lady and she lost her husband about a year ago, and I liked him. He was a nice guy, you know, but so I don't really get along with her right now. But anyway, so when I was walking my dog and I was coming home, she screams out my name. She says, "Henry, Henry." And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Yes. We had a big windstorm yesterday. It was the same one that went around the country. As a matter of fact, my buddy Robert Nighthawk warned me. He says, "Hey, we're getting tornadoes, man. That stuff's headed towards your way." And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll probably get some heavy winds." That's what the forecast was. So she says a section of my fence had collapsed onto her property. So I'm gonna go check it out right now. You guys can join me. So we're going to go through my secret passage here. This is right between my big shed and my fake shed. Oh boy. Yeah, see? This is where all my stuff is, right? And this section of the fence just blew down. Well, that's not going to be any fun. Damn it. So this is what it looks like from her end. I'm in her yard now. She better not give me shit about being in her yard, so I might go all Bruce Lee on it, man. Shout out to my friend Andy Gobby from the UK, aka Mower Wizard. He donated $5 to Mowers and Blowers. Thanks very much, Andy. If you'd like to support the channel, buy a sticker. Also, paypal.me/Mowers and Blowers. Donate $1 or $2. Boy, oh boy. I thought I was gonna just, you know, get that done easily, right? In and out. Man, there's so much involved in, you know, the structural integrity of that fence, you know. Just patching it along the posts just wasn't really good enough because the next wind that blew was just going to take that whole thing down. So I actually had to climb into this little space where I almost got caught. I was like stuck in there, you know. I'm kind of a small guy, so I figure I could slide in and out. I almost had to call my daughter, call the fire department, because I was stuck in between the two fences, you know. Anyway, I took some metal cable, wrapped it around 2 posts so that next time the wind blows, it won't blow that whole section down, you know. It's kind of like a temporary fix, you know what I mean? Short of getting whole new fences. But there's a tricky subject about fencing, especially with your neighbors. I remember that maybe 15 years ago, I got the white PVC fence for just the front, but I thought about getting the white PVC fence all throughout. My left side neighbor, my right side neighbor, and my back neighbor, right? So I went along my neighbors and I asked them, hey, would you chip in half for just your section so that you'll have a nice white fence? While my neighbor Hope, you guys know Hope, she was all in for that, you know, because she's cool. My back neighbor, she's an old lady, she's not going to spend that kind of money. I understand about the, you know, limited income that they have at retirement, you know. That's kind of like me, actually. I mean, at least they get Social Security, you know, and their pension. I don't get any of that yet. Anyway, and of course she's not going to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what? That's one of the reasons why I never got a white PVC fence, because why should I spend like thousands of dollars, right? And yet it benefits 3 neighbors for free, you know? So I bet you if there was a law that says that you have to chip in for the fence, right? You'd see white, nice fences everywhere. But if you look at everybody's backyard, all the backyard fences suck, trash, rotted, and nobody's gonna give in and pay full price for all of that stuff unless you're open, you know what I mean? So anyway, I found a front axle for a Cub Cadet with wheels on them. I'm gonna blow those tires up and see if one of them holds air so I can swap it out with that one. So here's my Cub Cadet, right? The mechanical fuel pump just doesn't seem to work, right? That's a new one. I didn't think it would work right because I noticed the cam lobe inside the engine is kind of worn. So that's not really giving the pulse it needs, right? So there's another way to do it. I could drill a hole in my dipstick, right? Dipstick? Cletus, you dipstick!
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick. A 14-karat dipstick.
I can do that. I actually have a nozzle that I can put in there that could create a pulse, right? And then I could go into the valve cover, which is actually, there's already one in the valve cover, but this is more like a breather and not so much for the pulse, you know what I mean? So I don't know. And I think I tried that once, it didn't work. So look at here. I've got this Tecumseh lawnmower gas tank. I know it doesn't, it's not much of a gas tank, you know what I mean? You'd have to keep filling this up with gas, but just to get it going, man, I have to install this just to get it going. The fuel pump doesn't work. So the fuel exit is down there. I got to drill a hole over here to get the hose through the firewall and straight into the carburetor. So I think I might try that, you know, just once and for all, get this damn thing running. It's always had fuel pump problems. So I'm pumping up my air compressor now, and this is the Cub Cadet front axle, front end that I took off of the first Cub Cadet that I got for free from Nick from Medford. I remember both of them held up, but it's been sitting back here for a year. That tire over there is in bad shape. This one over here looks actually kind of new, but I don't know if it holds any air. You can see there's a lot of rust in between here. Pretty fast. Seems really good right now. Incidentally, did something kind of interesting today. It was around 8:30 or so, and I was just waking up, and my dog was barking, as usual, you know. And I could hear a leaky sound right here. There we go. Something going on right there. It's the bead. The bead is all rusted, so it's not holding. Well, anyway, so at 8:30 in the morning, I was just looking at my phone, and I got a notification from Jason over at Pate's Performance. He was doing a live feed. I'm like, a live feed? How about that? You know what? Tapped it. Sure enough, all the boys were there. A lot of my regulars were there. Pete Froud, Mix Mowers, Doug Leap, you know, Camaro Kid, over in Altoona, Pennsylvania. This other guy, I forget. And Scott Keller was there. How about that, man? What the hell are you guys doing up that early? Anyway, it was kind of fun, you know, because I knew all the guys that were on there, you know, pretty much. And it was fun to chat with them about crap. But anyway, it's not just a bead, guys. It's over here, this dry rot area. This needs a tube. See right there? It's not just the bead, but rather it's the dry rotted area right there. It's too bad because look at the tire tread. The tire tread's really good. The tire tread's really good. So you know what? Just to fix this, I'm gonna take this off the bead and put a tube in there. I think I have 2 more extra tubes for the 6-inch tires. Sure hope this comes off. It's sitting in my yard for a long time. Of course it's not the right size. 9/16. Okay. Now, take the valve out. Take one of these valve removal tools. Take the inner valve out. Catch it, might shoot out. I'm going to try to break the bead. Of course, Nick from Medford is texting me now, bothering me. Nick, can't you see I'm working over here? So my battery's going to run out pretty soon. I spent a lot of time on that damn fence, as I said. Plus, I don't really have that much good luck on some of these beads, you know? So I'm just going to see if I can pop this off in one shot. That would be great. So you take a small screwdriver and you jam it in here, right? Just to get it apart. It's not really working. And then you can shove this one in there. You step on it like this. Remember, I am 165. Yeah! Ooh! Yeah, baby, yeah! Got this new inner tube. It's one of the last of the supplies that I got from my friends over at ProPartsDirect.net, who apparently has dropped me as a sponsor because they haven't sent me stuff in months. 13 by 6.5 by 6. My battery's running out, so I'm just gonna time lapse it until it does. So I got my battery all charged up now. As you can see, I've got this tire on here, and it works just great. So then I took this Tecumseh lawnmower gas tank, right? Put a fuel shutoff on it, and I put it on there, and it was gravity fed and everything. Started right up, ran great, right? But then as it was running for about 2 or 3 minutes, right, I could see the fuel pump shooting out fuel from the back. You know, I mean, it's drawing fuel from the rear gas tank, and it's shooting out, and it looks like it's working. So I just connected a hose onto the fuel pump straight to the carburetor, right? And I took that off. Let's see. Choke. See? The second that I take it off there, now it doesn't work. Let me disconnect that hose and let's see if it's cranking some fuel out of that fuel pump. So here's the fuel pump right there. That's the hose that I just connected that goes straight to the thing. So let me pull this off and let's see if any fuel shoots out. See that? As you can see, no fuel comes out. So it's very temperamental, you know, that fuel pump. I think that gravity feed is the only way to go. So now I've got the gravity fed tank just sitting there, and the hose is going here. It's going down, but then there's a lot of fuel in there, so I think it's pushing it up, you know. So let's give it a try. The only thing that works is the gravity feed. So check this out, mommy. I got the fuel tank over here, right through the firewall, into a fuel shutoff, right into the carburetor, And this thing that hasn't run in over a year is running. Holy cow. Look who just pulled up into my area. This is the first time that Nick from Medford has come to visit me. What's up, Nick?
What's up, man?
Holy cow. What have you been up to today, broski?
Getting this. There's no tractors. I actually have to go 40 miles from my house.
What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Hey, this is nice. I always wanted one of these, the Troy built ones.
Yeah, this,
The one with the nice hood.
10 minutes away.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Runs and drives?
Yeah, it's fine. Start it right up. Just battery charge. Runs a low idle. 400 bucks. Put a bagger.
He spent $400.
Had it all come down from 600. This thing's mint.
But how much do you think you could sell this for? If you paid $400, how could you? How do you? What are you gonna make? $50 out of it?
No, 650. It'll be going great.
$650.
Yeah.
You said it came with a bagger?
Yeah, it's in the trunk.
Oh.
The trunk.
Well, it's in good shape. You know what I'm saying? But man, you know, it would be the video of the century if Henry from Mowers and Blowers ever spent anything over $100 for anything. But damn, $400.
Yeah, man.
Where was it? Right in Huntington?
Yeah. I have the address somewhere.
Hey, this is the first time Nick has ever been here, man.
Man, ooh. Making me more nervous.
Holy cow! Look at the fuzzy mic. So it's pretty much spotless. I mean, there's a little bit of a chip paint in the very back of the deck. Nobody can see it, you know. The lady told him it was a 2010, but actually we looked at the thing. It's an 08, I think. Hey, look at that! Mowers and Blowers sticker on his trailer.
How'd that get there? I don't want to drive to Huntington for something that's not complete.
And this is the bagger that I need for my MTD Cub Cadet, you know? The mesh stuff and the chutes.
She worked on it. This is embarrassing. This is the unauthorized tractor preview because it's not clean. You know me, I don't do dirty tractors.
All it needs is a power wash and
Somebody leaving.
Nick has a secret potion. He refuses to tell me what's in it, right?
It's WD-40 plus.
So it's WD-40 and he puts 2 other things in it. When he gets done with it, the thing looks like it's always wet. I mean, it looks like brand new. That's how he's been able to sell. Tell everybody how many tractors you sold in the past few months.
Forever is 67. Today was my 67 tractor.
Never mind 67. I'm talking about just the past couple of months.
Oh, this year?
All right, look.
Probably at least
How about
one
just
this
this
year.
month? How many did you sell this month?
At least 7 or 8.
7 or 8. I haven't sold
I
jack
sold
shit in
5
weeks.
last week. Because your prices are the rent is too damn high.
I might have sold a couple of lawn mowers and a couple of snow blowers, but that's it, man. I
We
mean,
gotta have the bagger nowadays. We gotta have the bagger. Yo, the green one you got with the bagger?
yeah.
Shine it up and you drop it $100.
No, man. I'm keeping that one because how am I gonna suck up leaves in my own yard? You
You'll
know?
have something else by then. That's what I tell myself.
I suppose. This Pull-On Pro over here is the one that I made from Larry and Bob. They basically gave me some of the stuff. We did some trades, and it actually runs okay. Runs good. This one runs good too. This one runs good. You're gonna recognize some of the stuff, you know.
This was my mower.
Yep, that was yours. This
Maybe
one,
a piece of this one.
a piece of that with the deck was yours.
This one's mine.
This one was yours.
I don't know about this one.
No, I got that from
This one.
another. No, those two are from others. Yeah.
This is the one I made you go get, right?
Yes, I believe so. Free, completely free.
The LT Struggle 1000.
Yeah, in Oceanside.
Yeah, I remember. I put you on. I said, go get it.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I mean, it
Took a long time, but
took
you
me
got-
like 12, 14 episodes to get that damn thing going, but whatever, man, it works. And I'm gonna take this apart next episode probably. This is
I see one of these for sale with a bag for 300.
yeah, 300 is crazy, man. You're nuts.
I don't like this style. I wouldn't know it, but I don't like the mirrors.
You know, this actually belonged to Jason before.
Oh yeah.
A long time ago. It was his dad's.
Text me when it put up something.
You gave me
That's
that
not
one
on there.
too. I think I'm gonna part that out too because I mean it doesn't have a deck or nothing. What are you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Unless we come up with like some kind of mud mower project, you know?
Next slide.
So Nick, tell everybody what the hell you're doing.
We're doing the battery Swaparooski 9000.
All right.
There we go. Battery. So we're going to point where we're saying Mowers and blowers. And we're going to give a thumbs up at the end. Are we shooting now?
It's see you guys next time.
Okay. Okay.
Ready? You know, I'm gonna go 3, 2.
Okay. And we're pointing where we're saying see you next time on Mowers and blowers.
See you guys next
Okay.
time
All right.
on Mowers and Blowers.
Okay, got it.
Ready?
Ready.
1, wait, 3, 2, 1. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
I think it came out good.
That was a good one.
Check it out.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys next time. Have a great day.
Hey Henry, it's Andy from the UK, aka Mower Wizard. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers!